my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit. So today I can't believe it's the last update for Are You Afraid of the Pan, which means next month, my April video is going to be the finale. This project has been so much fun, but I don't want to get into all the sappiness about this video just yet. We will save that for the finale. Today, I'm ready to sit down and talk to you guys about the progress that I have made on the products that I rolled in last update. And if you saw that, I started off fresh. I was able to roll out all three products, and I rolled in four brand new ones. So I had 7 prompts left sitting at the last update, and I decided to roll in 4 of those, which means the last 3 will be rolled in this update. But before we get to those, I'm going to go through the products from last month. So let's start off with the wild thornberrys. So that prompt was a wild or fun color story. Now, my idea, this lovely palette, is the Sugar Dreams palette by Sugar Drizzle, and I wanted to reach for this no pan left behind style and just use every shade in here one time. I still have yet to do that. I just recently have been able to start wearing eye makeup again, but I'm easing my way into it. So this, I'm hoping, will be goal met by the finale. We'll have to see how it goes, but I really don't think I'm gonna have too much trouble with some of these. I can definitely wear them just as an inner corner, and even something like that will be good enough as long as I touch the shade some sort of way one time each. So that is definitely, staying in. I hope I didn't break it because I just threw that. No, everything's good. Okay, so we have that staying in. Next is Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was a color out of your comfort zone. So I went with a blush, and this is the Mini Bloom by Natasha Denona. Now, this blush intimidated me so much. The color is beautiful, but it's a little too intense and a little too shimmery for what I like. Now, I knew that it was going to be too much for this time of year, so I set a usage goal of only 5 times. I'm surprised I managed to reach all 5 uses. Now, after the first or second time, I got so excited about this blush. It is a little bit too pigmented and a little bit too much for me, especially right now. But as soon as I had put this on a couple of times, I could not wait for summer. I am so ready to put this on my face once it gets really nice out and I tan just a little bit. I think this is going to be such a beautiful summer blush for me. You do have the shimmer in there, which usually I'm more of a matte blush kind of girl. But this summer, I feel like all of the highlighter, all of the shimmer, I'm ready to go. So I'm really excited that I'm going to be reaching for this in the next few months. I don't know if I'll be reaching for it until then because this is going to be rolled out right now, but I'm really excited to pick it up again and get a lot more love on this baby. So next we have Clarissa Explains It All, which is something sparkly. So I decided to go with a single eyeshadow, and the one that I went with was by Touch of Glam, and it is called Undeniably Pink. Now, my goal was to use this 10 times. Again, I still have all of my 10 uses to go on this. I have not used it once, but I will be able to reach for this at least a few times. Whether I get all 10 uses in the next month or so, I really don't know. There have been a couple times where I've only done an inner corner and left the rest of my lid completely bare, like besides foundation. I have not put any other shadow on my lid, so I might do something like that with this shade just to kind of work it a little bit. But I have a feeling because I have other eyeshadows, the 10 uses may not be hit, but I'm going to just try and use this as much as I can. Regardless, with next month being the finale, everything's going to be rolled out. And even a couple of uses is more than what it has been getting. So I'm going to be happy with wherever I happen to end up sitting with all of my products next month, no matter what. So last but not least, last month I rolled in Cat Dog, which was 2 different products. So I sure pulled in 2 different products. One is the Cover FX Glitter Drops. I wanted to use this 10 times, and I have used it, but I wasn't keeping track because I kind of forgot what my goal was. I thought it was just to use it. So I really don't know where I'm sitting at. I do think, sorry, my alarm just went off. I do think I'm sitting at about 3 or 4 uses. So I'm only going to try and reach for this a few more times. If I don't hit those 10 uses, whether that's 6 or 7 more times, I'm not going to worry about it. This I find is very kind of tricky to use. Now, if I was to take the daughter, whatever you want to call this thing right now, I'm totally blanking on the name of it, and put it onto my face and then try to blend it out, it does not budge. It just stays where it is. The glitter does not move around. But if I was to put a little drop on my finger and then kind of blend and apply it at the same time, I'm able to really get a lot of use on it and like spread it around my face. Whereas for whatever reason, as soon as this thing touches my face, the glitter is just like stuck there. It will not blend out, whether it's my finger, whether it's a sponge, it does not matter. So it does look a little patchy or chunky sometimes for that reason. But then of course I have like glitter highlighter all the way down my fingers when I do apply it that way. So we'll have to see how many more times I reach for this in the next coming month. I'm going to keep it around. I'm not going to get rid of it, but it's definitely not something that I ever think about reaching for, but I'm just trying to get a little bit of use on it, and it's heading that way, so I'm good with that. Now, next, I have this winter scented hand sanitizer from Bath & Body Works. My goal was to use this just the one time. I did that like just a few minutes ago. I just wanted to see, because this does have the shimmer in it. You can see it right there. And I wasn't quite sure how it was going to translate onto my hands. I really did not want to use this at all this month, so I didn't until I sat down. And I don't know if you're really going to be able to see it on, you were able to a couple minutes ago, but there is glitter on my hands. You were able, I don't know. It is there though, wherever it has gone to, unless it just kind of like disappears after a bit. I'm not quite sure, but I'm not going to use this. I know that. So I'm going to try and pass it along, see if there's somebody that I can give it to. If not, do you guys have any suggestions on what you can do with this? Otherwise, I'm just going to toss it because I have no reason to hold on to this. I'm not going to use it personally. So that's being rolled out, but the other part of this prompt is staying in. And that being said, we're working on the next 3 prompts. So I already went and collected what I want to work on over the next couple of weeks here. So I'm just going to get into the last 3 prompts. So the first one is rocket power. Now, this is something that's a quick to finish up product. And I'm again going with an eyeshadow. I'm just trying to search for it in this big pile in front of me. But I'm going with a single shade from Terra Moons. Now, the shade that I'm going to work on is called Meteorite. And if that name sounds familiar to you from my channel, for whatever reason, you may know, I had this in a project. It may have even been this project. And I happened to drop it and it shattered. So I would love to finish this off, but I don't think I'm going to do that in the next 4 weeks. So I do want to just try and use as much of it as possible, but my goal is going to be half of this. Now, this is something that I'm probably only going to put on in the inner corner. So you may not see very much progress over the next 4 weeks. We'll have to see. But I do want to eventually finish this off because it's just kind of hanging out. And if half of it's gone, more than half of the shade is gone, I might as well just finish it off and get it out of my collection. So that is one new eyeshadow being rolled in. Next is SpongeBob, which is water related. So I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to use for this prompt. I kind of went through a few different things, but one thing kind of stuck out in my mind, which you guys might be a little bit surprised about, because I haven't pulled it into any other projects except for the one that it is dedicated to. And that is my Mercury Retrograde palette. So you may have an idea about the shade that I'm going to be working on, but the only reason why I pulled it into this prompt was because of the shade. So I will be working on Nebula, which is that beautiful blue glitter there. As you can see, there's a very large amount of pan in that. So I was also debating putting that in for the rocket power prompt, but trying to find something water related was kind of the struggle that I had. So I figured I would just throw it in for this prompt and use meteorite for my rocket power prompt. So my goal is just going to be to finish off one of these, or hopefully clear out one of these top 2 corners. I'm really not too worried about which one it is. As much as I would love to finish off this shade, I know that's not going to happen in the next 4 weeks. And also there is no spoilers. And between the next update for this palette and the finale for this project, there really isn't going to be any difference in the palette anyways, I'm sure. So I'm not too worried about spoiling anything. So I figured it was a safe bet to throw this palette in, and I'm just really excited to get more use on that shade. Not that I needed it to be in a project to get that use on it, but why not do that? Why not blend it? Why not work it with a few other shades and just, you know, using this whole palette again. I'm really excited about reaching for that one. And then last but not least is Legends of the Hidden Temple, which was probably my favorite show as a kid. This is something from your favorite beauty category. I had to put it as that prompt because this was such a favorite show of mine. So I decided to go with a highlighter. I'm working on the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. I think I had it in this project as well earlier on. It was definitely in a project where my goal was to hit pan. And since I have done that, I have not reached for this. So I do want to expand the pan a bit. I want to reach for this 10 more times. Yes, I'm working on a few other highlighters at the moment, but because this is the last month of this project, I feel like I can pull this in 10 times, and I'm okay with other highlighters that I'm working on getting a little bit less use this month and focusing on this one. Where if everything was ending next month or close to, I'd probably have a little bit more of a difficult time trying to figure out what I wanted to pull in for any of these prompts, really. But I'm really excited to start reaching for this one again. It's one of my favorite highlighters. I'm ready to expand that pan and one day finish this one off as well because I absolutely love it. So that is everything for this update. I seem quite rambly. I know, I'm sorry about that, but I'm really excited to see where I'm going to end up in the finale next month. Again, can't believe it's coming that fast. This past year working on this project has been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. But until the finale, that is everything for this project. And that's it. So I will see you guys all later. Bye.